So here, be careful, never any grease. On this side,
tack, tack.
we thoroughly coat the piston. And there, tearing the tearing. It's very simple. The idea is to prevent our segments from all having the cut aligned like this. Otherwise, you'll have a compression leak. So, as we say, a TSH, and well, we're simply going to place it in thirds. So 1/3 here, 1/3 there, 1/3 over there, and the middle one. We place it between the two. Tack. And there. However, I need to check which side the pistons are facing. There you go. Damn, the piston is so heavy that I can't even insert my sheet. And that's one. Does it make sense or not, boss? We're getting ready for this. So hold on, I'm just going to clean the crank pin properly. So here I'm putting on my connecting rod cap. We're tackling the last piston. There you go. That was good. Let's go. Go ahead. Make the machine turn for me. Go ahead and start up. All right, friends. We're going to tackle tightening our connecting rod caps. So here, 3 passes. Between 30 and 40 N. So I'm going to set my wrench to 35. Then first pass 60 degrees, second pass 30 degrees. All right. Well, now we're going to tackle reinstalling the cylinder head. So the cylinder head, we've machined the exhaust part as best as we could. We cleaned the deck, we cleaned each stud location. In short, we did all the preparation. Off camera, now we're going to degrease the surface a little and then place it before reinstalling our cylinder head. We'll still do a quick routine check. We put gasoline directly between the valve and the cylinder head. We fill it up and check if it leaks underneath. Why gasoline? In fact, gasoline is much more fluid than water. So don't do this with water or oil. Do it with gasoline or a solvent like brake cleaner. First check, we do it with chalk for the lapping. There, it's done. Second check with fluid. Third check when we start the engine, but normally, if we've done everything correctly, there should be no surprises. Okay, well, cleaning. All right, here. We're going to reassemble the cylinder head. So Mika, can you make me a bead of ham paste all around? Up. A little bit of exhaust paste, and then normally it should be reliable, so
It's going to be like
that. So here we've cleaned all our screws, which are reusable. We checked in the RTA up to 5 times. They're crazy. And here the screws need to be lubricated. So why do you need to coat the collar? Because the small collar here will create a friction surface and will skew your tightening. And then all right, the tightening stages. 40 nemo, first pass, second pass, 70 nemos. And then 180 degree so that we have the head tightened twice. Always avoid over tightening. On one side, the clasp will twist. We start the second pass. This one is still okay. It's the third with the angular that is challenging. That one. All right, so now 70, same. So now we're going to do a tightening. Angular, 180 degrees. So the advantage is that 180 degrees is very simple. I start here and finish there. It's a half turn. And there you really fear that the screws will break. I think I'm there. We degrease the surface. box, and then we will put the gasket. And after that, we will put our rocker arm assembly. It's been a long time since he's seen new seals. This tractor here. Now you see, I have this. It needs to go directly inside. So here there's a little placement game. Here it was 10N on the 2 approach passes, and then it's 20N on all. What I'd like us to do here is just for us to take a turn. Engine, well, 2 engine turns. I'd like, before we'll just oil it so it doesn't rust. It's not the guy we need. Oil, it's the Michiel parts. So we see if there's no blockage that paints. We don't often work safely, you know? But when we do, we still have to show it. You see, we made a little nail here. There you go. It holds the bar. We made a little wedge here. There you go. Like this. First, we put it directly inside, and then we wedge the crown. We're working complete safety. And then, I almost died twice while we were developing this concept. But the main thing is that I'm not dead. Oh, well, yes, that's normal. Oh, really, that's normal? You've never done it strong. Briard, you? Thank you. So, now we're putting back the intake, exhaust. There we go, we put it back. All our studs, so one armed with the new stud. Then we resurfaced the surface as best as we could. But clearly, it's not the cleanest. So, we're going to put new gaskets, but in addition to the new gaskets on the doors and gaskets, we're going to add a little exhaust paste. Well, it doesn't stop either because it's cast iron, and cast iron breaks like glass. Well, after being checked on the RTA. In fact, it doesn't adjust like a car or motorcycle engine. A car or motorcycle engine will have an operating clearance. Hot or cold, we talk in millimeters, and we will adjust the valves at the tipping point there. In fact, it might be even simpler, but you need to have done it before to understand. Basically, from what I understood from the RTA, you set it at the tipping point. So there we have the famous clearance. So you loosen it with this tool. You see, it fits into the imprint inside. So click, like a key. You come to unlock this. Basically, you then use the small screwdriver in the middle to screw it to the contact of your valve without forcing on your valve. So really just to the contact. You set it to 0 and basically you loosen it. So depending on whether it's the intake or the exhaust, you loosen it by the value and then tighten it again. Basically, we're not measuring with feeler gauges, we're measuring in angles. So you loosen it, you come to take. So here you come to tighten it to the contact. So here, exhaust, it means I can do this. I will loosen by an angle. Click. And then I'm supposed to come and tighten this one. We set the clearance here and then tighten. It's almost too simple actually. So you think there's a catch, but we've finished all our rocker adjustments. We take the wrench and make 2 engine turns to be sure nothing is touching. We're all good now. We reassemble the rocker cover and it's done before closing anything. We're going to put in a brand new oil filter and just add 5 liters of oil so that the oil pickup is submerged. This will allow me to maneuver the flywheel and send oil throughout the engine. 2 reasons to perform an initial lubrication. Secondly, to prevent any possible corrosion. And thirdly, to see if it is properly supplying everywhere, ensuring we haven't missed anything during reassembly. So now I'm still dealing with my oil issue, so I'm going to try to inject oil in there to try to prime it. I don't know about the pump. We'll try some small techniques. We'll see what works or what doesn't. No, well, I'll let you know if it works. Well, there we go. We managed to get some pressure, oil, then I am unable to tell you why. 2 reasons. Usually we would run it for 2 to 6 seconds. This time, we did runs of 12 to 15 seconds. But mainly we primed the oil. We put 2 syringes of oil directly through the line. From the turbo, here, so now it's flowing well. So we reassembled the turbo, and now we'll check the top of the engine. Here, to see if the oil is properly reaching everywhere to ensure that there's no lubrication point, which could potentially be blocked. Go ahead. That's it. The reassembly of this engine is complete. Life and van. But listen, I want to thank you considering the time you're not. Here. I'm cleaning the top of the cylinder head, and, well, without you, I couldn't have done it. My engine, honestly, a big thank you. And it's a pleasure to work with you, honestly. With all the savings that we made in these tops.